All right, guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to have a boring chart update. Reason we're having a boring chart update is because it's very important to take a look at these charts to get an idea where the market's going. And one of the reasons why you want to do that is the markets are going to be able to suss things out well before what happens in the media. So by the time the media says there's a recession or there is a recession, usually the markets has already sussed that self out. That's why it's very important, in my opinion, to pay close attention to these boring charts and have somebody in your arsenal if you're looking for bullish activity or bearish activity in risk on assets, for example. You can suss that out a little bit with these charts to get an idea what could be happening and what could be coming. And it does work, believe it or not, it does work. So we're going to go over one of the charts here. Is start off with the DXY. Usually when the DXY goes up, the risk on assets are going to be coming down. It's a inverse relationship. Typically, it's an inverse relationship. And you can use, there's some people that use the DXY to predict bottoms on risk on assets or tops. And that's what we're doing here today. We're going to use the DXY, the dollar index, to determine if there's going to be a bottom in Bitcoin or a bottom on risk on assets. And you could use that as an indicator, one indicator. Here's what I want you guys to look at. Just going over the area with the chart, okay? I'm going to take this. This is a whole structure for the DXY, 1, 2, up here for a 3. You can see this highest peak on the RSI for a 3 over 4, 5. So the fifth of the third there came down, did a massive correction. The corrections in the DXY are usually multi-year corrections, just an FYI, and it's coming up to complete that. So here's information. There's a bearish divergence right there from the 3rd to the 5th, telling you that there's going to be a trend change. Okay, now that's off the big, the larger scale of it, from this 3rd to that 5th, telling there's a trend change in the DXY on the longer time frame. So now, what are we looking at here with the DXY on the shorter time frame? Let's look at this right here, guys. Check this out. So there's 3rd wave peak, extended 3rd wave coming down, and now it's in a 5th wave. This is good. You see how it's down here above that, making a lot of divergence. What does that mean for Bitcoin? Because this is a cryptocurrency channel. What does that mean for Bitcoin? It means that this is probably going to be going into something like this over here, a multi-year, multi-month, or multi-year correction, and Bitcoin will not have as much as a headwind right now with the DXY going up. So what that means is when the DXY goes down, Bitcoin has less of a headwind and has more of an opportunity to trend up. So now the DXY is going up, Bitcoin is going to be going down. This is just general. It's not a rule or it's a fact. It's just general to let you guys know. Just let you guys know. I want to make that clear because some people are like, well, the DXY goes up, then Bitcoin goes down, and DXY goes down. But it's not always. It's not always. Just to let you guys know that. But it's a good indication because the DXY is peaking. So where's it peaking? Here's my box. 105.80 to as high as 108. Does it already hit it? It almost hit it. Almost hit it. You can see it right there. It's coming. Yeah, just almost hit it. So I'm still expecting it to go up to 106 and then make this. This is a topping pattern that it's doing. It's a topping pattern with that divergence, and then it'll go in there. So that's, if you are bullish on Bitcoin, that's good news. That's good news. You want to see that. Okay. Now I'm going to go over another boring chart, the USDC dominance chart. Let's take a look at that. What does this mean? People are going into USDC. Now, another reason why this one is taken off too is I looked at the chart data. There's a lot of USDT holders that are exiting USDT and they're going into USDC because there's a hedge fund out there trying to take it out, you know, and make a little bit more money. So they drive down the markets even more, and then they go buy their cheap Bitcoin and their cheap Ethereum. So here's the deal with the USDC dominance chart. 3rd wave peak. This is a massive 3rd wave that it did right here. And it's in the peak of this over here for this 3rd wave. So this is actually the 3rd of the third wave, and it's come over here, made the fifth of the third. That's why my third's over there, okay? Though there's divergence there. And now it's coming up to make this move right here, probably about that size, because statistically and with probabilities, because we use data in this channel, when the third wave is that long, the fifth wave is equal more or less to the first wave. So it's going to be about that long, and it's going to go up. The USDC dominance chart will have people going into USDC. Think about it, guys. Bitcoin is going down. Last time I checked, it was 18,800 more or less, and it continued to go down. USDC dominance will go up, and then BTC will go down there. Form the bottom, possibly, not 100%. There's no guarantee, but it's possible. And then people will start to exit out of USDC, and possibly right here, it will go into a multi-month correction. So good news if you're bullish on Bitcoin. 10-year treasuries. This is an indication of the markets and the interest rates, if they're going up or they're going down. This is an indicator. There's other things that you can use, but I'm using this one for the time being. So with this one is another example of a first wave and then an extended third wave, and it's going into, it looks like a fifth wave. So you can see here, I'm putting the peak on that one, or maybe the peak is right there. So it is most likely forming a topping pattern. Could it extend? It could. But you can see with the highest peak on the RSI on the daily is right there. You can check that out, and then it's going up and it's forming a divergence. So the 10-year treasury chart is in a topping pattern. If you're bullish on Bitcoin, that's good. That's good. Let's check the weekly just to be on the safe side. Check the weekly to be on the safe side. Let's see. Here's that peak. It doesn't look like it took it out. So you see here, topping pattern. Boom. Boom. Though it took that out a little bit, it's still higher up. This is bearish divergence. So higher on the RSI, more or less equal. It's not that great. It would be nicer if that was down, but it's not. It could extend. That's telling you could extend. And then the price is much higher. So bearish divergence. Bullish on Bitcoin, good. Oil is probably, in my opinion, one of the most important charts to determine if we're going to have peak inflation or if inflation is going to continue to go up. The reason why you want to pay attention to that is oil doesn't only go in your vehicle to make gas. It's in almost everything. If you have a chair, if you have a computer, if you have a refrigerator, if you have a basketball or whatever you have out there, as long as it's not leather. If it's like one of the fake basketballs, it's made out of something else. All these other things is made with petroleum products. They're petroleum based, and it's a big deal. So you want the oil to trend down, but you can see this is a possibility of a fifth wave. This is a possibility for oil that had a fifth wave failure, and it could be trending down. We just don't know yet. Have to have a little bit more patience, but you can see the massive amount of bearish divergence that is created. A topping pattern for inflation going down, and Bitcoin and other risk on assets could possibly go up, or you're bullish. That's good. That's what you want to see. Check this out. Let's go to the, I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart on oil. Let's see what it's doing. I'm thinking that possibly it could extend out, but it's coming down like this, maybe making a B wave. So something like this, guys. This is what I'm thinking. It might not be done. It might not be done. It could be making another 3-wave move up like that and then swing back down. And then this will be the moment of truth for oil. Is it correcting down the whole cycle, or is it going to swing back up? There's a lot of bears out there that are going to tell you that, hey, this is just coming down to do a correction, and then it's blasting off into a massive third wave. And if that's the case, guys, if it's blasting off into this and it does this, let you know that's not good for risk on assets right now. That will not be good at all, guys. So you want to see this. This is important. This is a very, very important chart that, you know, I don't care what's going on in the media. This right here is going to answer a lot of our questions of what's going to be going on into the future. Are we going to have really turbulent times, or are things going to look good? There's a lot of people out there suspecting that because GDP, the guy put that tweet out, we have negative GDP. one quarter, next quarter negative, and that the Fed could reverse and go maybe dovish again? Don't know. I think so. This is what I think, is that with the Fed, it's going to be more volatile. They're going to be flip-flopping a lot. Like they went QT. They had QT from 2018 to 2019. They did quantitative tightening and they flipped. And then now they're flipping back to quantitative. They flipped to QE or quantitative easing, lowering interest rates, blasting money. I think it's going to be more volatile times to flip back and forth. That's what I suspect is going to be going on. That's the end of my video. Going over the boring charts real quick. In my opinion, things are starting to look good, like there's a possible turnaround. Just remember, things can change fast, where all this could turn around and it could just continue to trend up. I don't think so. I think things are starting to look bright. I think Bitcoin's coming down to form a bottom, a significant bottom, whether it's a local bottom or the bottom. I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, I'm planning for a bottom, but I'm also planning just in case it's not the bottom. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe. Peace.